Guilty Gear is a series of fighting games that started in 1998, mostly created by one guy, Daisuke Ishiwatari. While never hitting the mainstream like other fighting games, Guilty Gear has garnered a massive audience through its amazing visuals, fast gameplay, and rockin' soundtracks. With Strive about to come out, we want to see where else we can take this franchise and to keep the momentum going. 5 contestants will pitch their ideas to me for their next game. Based off of GigaBoots series, this is Community Armchair Devs Guilty Gear. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the very first stream of Community Armchair Devs Guilty Gear. And with me, I have 5 contestants, each from both GigaBoots and KZ servers. First, I'd like to introduce that man, Bob.
I was going to recite the entire B-movie script, but honestly, I just want to see my ship sail.
Gatling Combo, Garnet.
My past, my oh-so-tragic past, is that I woke up to do this show 15 minutes ago.
And the Sacred Order of Blue Knight.
I stand by the oath made to my romantic ideal.
And Cal, bad guy.
I don't have a bit. Ahoy.
And last but not least, Lordy Zato 1.
I love the smell of the game in the morning.
And so, now that we got the introductions out, now we're just going to go on ahead and start with our elevator pitch. Each contestant will have 30 seconds to give me their pitch. And I think the first one to start, Bob.
The outrage must be completed. The revived sister of Batman is tearing her way to the backyard from Earth, causing information to leak in. To prevent catastrophe, Soul must race to the ends of the Earth to collect the outrage components to fit and face her. Combining Ark's incredible fighting game series with a single-player mode in Vanillaware's legendary beat-em-up style comes a game both for fighting game fans and newcomers alike in Guilty Gear, Revenant God.
And time. All right, sounds cool. Garnet.
Wanted, dead, Soul bad guy.
Uh-oh.
Soul bad guy is being hunted down for a crime that he's committed. Eyewitnesses account for someone with his appearance destroying the newly constructed cross-singularity power core. But how can that be when Soul was half a country away on vacation? And now, with the destruction of the core, it's causing a ripple effect across the planet, pulling different heroes and villains throughout space and time into the world of Guilty Gear. Help Soul track down the villains behind this narrative framing device in this installment in this untapped monetary well of potential in this tactical action RPG, Guilty Gear Cross Drive for iOS and Android. And yes, cross is spelt with an X because it's cool and very Guilty Gear.
All right, Blue Knight, you're next. Give me your elevator pitch.
Soul has retired after finishing his conflict with Batman. Now Sin is the new protagonist of this epic story, where after the sky bleeds open, Sin, alongside his friends, must fight an army of unknown gears led by a mysterious half-gear woman named Virtue, and he must discover a truth he was never meant to learn in this epic action RPG adventure titled Guilty Gear 3 Bloody Sky. This game will play in a style similar to that of Kingdom Hearts with a series of combos and finisher abilities that you can equip, as well as spells and special attacks that can be set to a shortcut.
And time. That sounds awesome. Now, this guy I'm worried about. Caliban, you have 30 seconds to give me your elevator pitch from the moment you start talking.
The backyard is leaking and endangering the people of the world. And so the yokai Izuna returns to gather heroes to venture into the backyard for a limited time to try and close the gap and save the world in Guilty Gear Crescendo, a Metroidvania designed by Ladybug.
Metroidvania. That's cool. All right. And our last contestant, Lordy Fars. You have 30 seconds to speak from the moment you start.
Oh boy. Okay. I want to start by saying all your pitches have been great so far, but start your engine and get your ass in gear. Guilty Gear, that is. When a mysterious new Valentine emerges, she takes the world by storm by throwing it into a high-speed race to the death. Man and gear kind must now put the pedal to the metal to show they're tough enough to save this planet from its deadly collision course. Race through iconic landscapes with your favorite fighters, goddammit, and get ready to rock in Guilty Gear Shift.
Time. A
Okay,
racing
how did
game.
you actually manage to end on the most feel core one out of all of these?
Apparently you're quiet again.
I had it
Shitara.
in my brain. I had to be loud.
Also, Guilty Gear Shift just stabbed me in the neck.
Thank you. It was my first note.
I might wind up forgetting what that title is and call it something worse.
Oh, quick question. I forgot I was meant to be writing notes. Bob, what's your title again?
Revenant God.
I don't know how to spell that. There we go.
Well, first we're going to start our first round of questions. And I'm going to start asking Bob.
Yeah.
How did you describe your game in your pitch?
It's actually it's a little hard to put all in the pitch, but basically, so there's the regular fighting game half, and then the single player stuff, which is done in collaboration with Vanilla in their type of side-scrolling beat 'em up thing. The playable characters in that are fighters, but with souped up, stupid, broken beat 'em up movesets instead.
Okay. Cool. Can't wait to learn more about that. Garnet.
That's me.
Now, GG Cross Drive. That's a pretty raw name. Is there any meaning to the word cross?
Well, as I mentioned in the pitch, someone, by the appearance of Soul, ends up destroying what is known as the cross-singularity power core. The cross being the cross-dimensional power that it uses to fuel a power source of some kind.
And did you even say like what kind of game it was?
Yeah, it's a tactical action RPG for mobile devices.
Oh, that's right. Blue Knight. Now, your game kind of interests me for being more like Kingdom Hearts. Could you tell me more about the combo mechanics and whatnot?
Basically, it's similar to Kingdom Hearts, in which you have to equip different combos and combo finishers, and so that way, when you press the attack button, your combos will happen, sort of like with Kingdom Hearts, where the different attacks and finishers. But also, since you can equip special attacks to a shortcut command, you can use those in the middle of your combo, so you can sort of come up with some creative combos if you want. For instance, Sin has a combo finisher where he spins his flag around. If you use one of the shortcuts during that attack, it'll switch from the combo to the special attack in the shortcut.
Lordy. So racing game. That's very
Yes.
new to the Guilty Gear franchise.
It is indeed.
How many characters do you plan to have?
Okay, so I don't know if I want to discuss all of them because some of them are DLC. But I mean, if you'd like me to, I can discuss all of them. So we have Soul, Kai, Sin. Don't ask how Sin is driving at the age of 10 or something. We're not gonna talk about it. Axel, Dizzy, Ino, or is it Eno? I've never played Guilty Gear actually. May, Slayer, Chip Zanoff, our new villain that we're adding to this, Celeste, Baiken, Giovanna, Anji Mito, Faust, Bedman, Johnny. Oh god, why did I write so many? Milia Rage, Leo Whitefang, Potemkin, Testament, Venom, Zato 1, that tank from Blaze Blue, and Yu Narukami will all be base roster.
Wait, I fucking know what tank you're talking about, and I know what fighting game it's actually from.
Blitz Tank. That will be our base roster. And I don't want to go too much into our DLC plan, but if you where's my DLC notes? If you get a pre-order for the game on Nintendo Switch only, you will get Captain Falcon from the Super Smash Bros. Series. However, he will be available for about 6 months after release. After that, you're not going to be able to play him anymore. You can't purchase him. And if you play Falcon, you'll only be able to play Dittos. I'm sorry. Just that was what Nintendo told us.
Captain Falcon from the Smash Bros. Series might be the most painful thing you've said so far.
You're welcome.
Jesus, you really are Steel Core.
Yeah.
Caliban. Now, I love me some Japanese folklore. Now, could you tell me what specific yokai you'll be pulling inspiration from?
Well, the main yokai in Guilty Gear Crescendo is Izuna, returning from the critically acclaimed and fan-beloved Guilty Gear 2. And he is a white fox sort of yokai, like a kitsune. So I'm going to be pulling heavily from Japanese folklore alongside other folklore, like Germanic, Celtic, sort of European folklore as well, for demons, like werewolves, that sort of shtick. They are denizens that can survive in the backyard where normal humans cannot.
All right, neat. All right, now, Bob.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you will have a single-player story mode developed by Vanillaware. Can you tell me about the story of your game?
Oh, thank you. So, let's see where to start. Basically, Soul notices that there's an information leak coming in and goes in to investigate when he realizes that there's something trying to open up its way in there above the Japanese crater. Before he can actually get too close, a figure appears and basically chases him off because they fight to a draw. From there, Soul decides that, well, that guy's strong, and whoever's opening up a way into the backyard is really fucking strong, so I need to now go and grab the rest of the outrage components in order to put the thing together and stop whatever's happening. So first stage is Illyria, where Soul basically like, Kai, I need your Thundersteel, at which point Kai's like, well, if I would give it to you, but if I can beat your ass, then I should be the one looking for it. So then you have to do the Kai fight, in which case it's like, okay, here it is. And from there, because I probably should speed this up.
Warning, he does not speed this up. If you don't want to hear the entire story, skip to this time in the video.
Kai begins helping Soul using the backing of the Illyrian government and slowly reaching out to other foreign powers in order to help guide Soul to the other components. They know that Anji has one of them. So Kai basically bilks his bounty until it's impossible for him to walk anywhere without getting a huge influx of attention. Now, after doing that, Soul and Kai are greeted by the figure that Soul saw at the crater. And it brings a message from his boss. Well, like a little video thing. His boss is Delilah, Bedman's sister, given an almost perfect body in his last moments before he turned to ash. She seeks to get revenge by killing the Universal Will, because basically the actual Universal Will resides in the backyard still. So she needs to claw her way there, because somehow it sealed up all of the previously shown entrances to it. She basically tells Soul that she's sure she's strong enough to kill it, and if he stays out of her way, then she can just do the whole human race a favor. Soul is not willing to put up with the casualties this will incur, and says he wants her to stop. Basically, talks break down, at which point she says, fine, and then the entire capital of Illyria is filled with her soldiers called toys, oddly shaped into almost mechanical beings that start attacking. that level ends by fighting off the figure you found at the crater, who's you can only tell is that with the only kind of designation being this number print or drawn on the bag covering its head, 1728. After that, after that's repelled, Sin decides to stay back home in case another attack happens. Then Soul goes off to grab Anji, having to fight both the toys that start appearing to impede him, as well as bounty hunters, before having to fight Anji because he doesn't want to give up his fans that easily. After Soul goes through the trouble of getting the Zetsun Wind Fan from him, he then devises an easier way to track these things. By registering the magical output of each of the outrage components that are currently in the possession, they can then use magical output readers to find anything that has a similar output of just other elemental magics. Yeah, at which point Soul finds a massive toy that is currently wielding the Dominator and has to bring that thing down. But midway through the stage, they locate the Bicycle, the other thing the Conclave held. Because they're intercepted, and Soul's already so deep into getting the Dominator at this point, he basically has a zero-win scenario where he has to give up one or the other. Give up in air quotes, because the next stage after you get the Dominator is tracking down the Bicycle after the toys run off into the mountains with it. 1728 appears again with another message from Dahlia, just telling him that she's making a lot of progress, and if he just waits and lets her do this, it can all be over soon. Again, he refuses, at which point 1728 wields the Bicycle and fights Soul. Soul beats him,
all the good plots are light novels.
Exactly.
Soul beats him and then takes the Bicycle. Because, at which point... Oh, yeah. Delilah left with one message after Soul refused her that she would have to divide their forces as more international aid is coming towards this impending global catastrophe. What she means by this is sending toys to assault major cities all over the earth to as most efficiently divide the attention of the governments of the world. That is, as Kai notes, with the exception of one place of seemingly no strategic value. Suspecting that Delilah's forces have gotten the drop on another piece ahead of them, Soul rushes off to find a secluded city of magical researchers, who, as it turns out, got a hold of the key elemental component of the outrage, using it to create a being somewhere between a robot and a gear that has consciousness and humanity. As Soul races up to the highest research facility, it's another fight with 1728, now wielding basically a Baikal-like device. The Baikal was a water element thing, so we just got another one from the godlike powers of Delilah. They fight. 1728 loses, at which point Soul turns to the gigantic artificial creature, Emmett. And after talking with him, Emmett willingly hands over his component. And as he does so, he powers it down and slumps, Soul promising that he'll bring him back once the universal will is defeated. All that remains is one piece. And as Soul talks with Kai about this, Slayer's wife appears, handing him a letter. The letter reads that Slayer is aware of what Soul is doing, but he does not trust him to take care of things properly. But if he can show Slayer that he is indeed worthy by coming to his place and completing his trials, he will give him the last piece of the outrage that he holds. Soul, of course, complies, which leads him to fighting through Slayer's house, which is, of course, filled with assassins on top of the toys that intercepted. In the depths of Slayer's house, Soul reaches Slayer, but his final opponent is Nago Ryuki, wielding the final piece of the outrage sword.
Oh shit.
Slayer wants to retire from the world and let the young folks take over. But the horse he bet on is Nago. So Soul's gonna have to literally fight for his bet. After the fight is completed with Nago, Soul has all 8 pieces of the outrage, and then heads off to the Japanese crater. By the time he gets there, though, the crater is now a giant white glowing dome, one that international search parties have entered, but none have returned. Soul might have to just chance and hop in when that man appears, leaving his custody with the US government. Soul naturally tries to immediately swing at him, but that man tells him to hold it because he wants to help. In the giant white barrier is an absolute world field. It's the same type of field that Bedman used when he tried to kill the host of the Universal Will in his last moments, and in turn created Delilah. If Soul walks in there without protection, she can just rearrange his atoms and then get rid of them. So, Batman has to go in with him. That way he can keep the litany of spells that it would take to keep him safe properly functioning. And so, the two dive in, going through the warped and bizarre internal structure of Delilah's citadel, pretty much.
Okay.
Where they face off against 1728 one last time. And when Soul defeats him, well, I was going to show off 1728 when we got to the art bit, but, I'm this deep. When Soul defeats him, the bag on his head is torn to show he's an exact duplicate of that man. Not that man, of Bedman. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
The thing is, Delilah's powers are incomplete. Unlike her brother, she can't bring people back from the dead. She can only make copies that aren't, the real thing. In fact, in attempting to bring her brother back, she has made 1,728 copies.
Oh, shit.
Oh, your brain.
Yeah.
You're very big brain, Bob.
Before now, I'll explain it when the art thing happens. Basically, after that, Batman and Soul have to go off and finally get a hold of Delilah. But she's shifting her position around, and that man can only hold her down if he stays in place because he's also balancing Soul's stuff going on. So Soul must face her alone. They talk, and they both try to make the other one see it their way. But it doesn't work. At which point, they fight. In this boss fight, you basically go full dragon install. So, a little lore thing. Soul is infused with the flame of corruption otherwise known as Adam. And with the outrage fully activated on his dragon install, he ascends to Adam Dragon install.
Holy shit.
Whoa.
The game ends as Delilah lies unconscious, with that man having placed restrictions on her that only he and Soul would know how to undo. She is a powerful ally that they will need for the fight ahead, and with that, the game ends. Or at least the single player.
Wow. Just
My goodness.
bravo.
That
I
was
honestly
something else.
I cannot believe I let that happen.
Neither can I. But you know what?
I was
This was
kinda
an
waiting for
experience.
someone to stop me.
I just, I kind of just want to see how far it would go.
I mean, you wrote it all out. What are we gonna do? Just not let you speak?
Yeah, I basically spent the afternoon writing fan fiction.
We all do these things differently. I appreciate your bravery.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The theme of this stream is
Yeah, I'm writing down very brave for my notes. along with the light novel plot. But
I'd like to think mine sells better than the Sword Art Online.
yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see.
All right, we gotta move on.
Yeah.
All right, Garnet. So,
Alright.
since this is a mobile game, I'm a little worried. How are you handling microtransactions?
Well, of course, with the mobile market constantly changing and ever evolving, it's a little hard to say considering what we come up with now could easily be changed in the future. But with what we have now, uh, it's basically the exact same as it is now. The mobile landscape doesn't is just constantly an ever-changing force, but there is one constant that never changes, and it's the people's desire to purchase chances to obtain overpowered characters, gear, or image files of their favorite waifus and himbos in different clothing. So, of course, it's a gotcha game. I can't get away with that. I'm getting away with that. It's a gotcha.
I'm gonna
Very
put
brave.
evil intentions. Okay, Blue Knight. Now, you're actually calling this Guilty Gear 3. Man, I don't know if I want to ask another story question. Actually, there's only one question that I need to know. Is Chip playable?
Oh yeah, he's one of the party members, and you in the game you have the ability to switch between Sin and his party members.
Ooh. Ooh, so you can actually switch.
Yeah, kind of like FF7 remake.
That's really fucking cool. All right, Caliban, your Metroidvania. Are you having like RPG mechanics? Like, is there a leveling system?
There'll be slight leveling materials, but instead of leveling up your one character, you'll be collecting new characters along the game, which will take the place of. Instead of getting new moves, you'll unlock a new character that you can switch between at any part of the game.
Ooh. All right, Lordy.
Hello.
I'm very scared to ask. How are you doing the gameplay for this racing game? Is it going to be like Mario Kart involved, or is it kind of like more realistic?
It's a very mixed bag here. There are several gameplay types for if you just want to be more single player or if you want to play with your friends. It's up to 4-player co-op, couch co-op that is. But you have single player 3-lap races just like you would with a Mario Kart game. You have single race pre's. These can be single player or multiplayer, and then you have versus stuff. You have time trials and an arena mode. It's like it's like Mario Kart, but there's also the playlist pre. You can do only in single player or group. If you're just doing normal single online matchmaking, they will not be available. But if you're with a group with your friends or something, you can do the playlist pre, where you can select any 4 races from any pre you want, and that can be your own custom pre that you can play in a row. We
Ooh.
thought that would be very interesting because with things like Mario Kart, you want to do these 4 races in a row, but then there's just one in the middle that you just hate with all your heart and you just don't want to do it. So we thought that would be very interesting. And so you asked about gameplay. It's you still have a lot of Guilty Gear-esque things. Like there's the you can attack more with like to the side, a bit forward and back, just kind of within a cart's length. So like you'll have a character kind of reach out of the car to do like a punch or something like that, and there are some smaller power ups and whatnot for that, and all of that sort of stuff. There's like a tension gauge system that is a bit different. You kind of as you do certain shortcuts, or if you attack your other racers, it can make you a bit stronger or unlock some new, even more powerful things that you can do. Just kind of melding these ideas together.
Okay. This game doesn't actually sound as cursed as I thought it'd be.
Just you wait.
Oh, god damn it. Now, that's all for the round of questions. Now it's everybody's favorite part, the art prompt. Now, I asked all these contestants to draw me an original character for their game, plus listing 2 special moves as like a command list. And I think the first person that I want to start off is Blue Knight. Can you show us your art prompt?
Sure. All right, it's there.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Now, who is this?
She is Virtue, the main
Oh,
rival of the game that I
gee.
mentioned in the pitch. Basically, her design is meant to mirror Sin's. That's kind of why.
Oh
she's
my god,
called
I see it
Virtue.
now.
And she's like basically she dresses in like black and red to mirror his white and blue. She has an eye patch like Sin, but it's on the other eye. She also also uses a flag as a weapon, but hers says betrayal instead of oath.
Oh, that's
And,
raw.
She's also an inch taller than Sin. Because he's like 5'11" and she's 6 foot. And she is actually the last playable party member you can unlock that isn't a secret character. And this is because it's later revealed that she is actually Sin's daughter from the future who has been brainwashed by the true mastermind behind all this.
Oh, shit.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Jesus.
There it is.
Also, when you free her from the brainwashing, her costume will change, and the black will become white, and her red eye will become blue to match Sin's.
That's great. I love a good redemption story.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
she's
feeling
basically
this.
being controlled by the actual villain of the game called the Parader. And
Ah.
during the last boss fight against her, you end up entering her mind, in which you have to tear down a black brick wall that is keeping the real Virtue from controlling her body.
Okay.
Can I just say, I love your nose. It's supposed to be buffer.
I mean, she's Sin's daughter. She's got those genes. She's got the buff genes.
Your
I like
artistic
that.
prowess couldn't handle adding more muscle.
Once we get this to the art team, they'll know what to do.
Yeah.
They'll give her the roids.
So, as I've noted in the commands, one of her abilities is called Devil Install, which so basically to explain it is Sin will have his own version of the dragon install called the Angel Install, in which he takes off his eye patch and transforms into like an angel-esque form. Since Virtue is Sin's daughter and rival, she will have her own version called Devil Install, also activated by removing her eye patch, which basically transforms her into like a demoness form.
You
And,
like Bleach?
I guess, yeah. One of her special attacks that can be equipped to the shortcut is called Under Pressure, in which she charges gravity magic into her heel and then like just stabs her heel to the ground, unleashing a blast of gravity magic that crushes all the enemies around her.
Nice. Well, all right. I liked that. I think she looks very cool. You know,
Thank you.
good female representation. You know, strong. I like it. Next, we're gonna go with Bob. Show me your original character.
Oh man,
Oh boy.
it's the guy. It's ya boy. Hopefully this isn't too big to fit.
Creeper. Oh man.
Oh no, please. Oh.
Oh lord.
That looks cool.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like the patches.
Yeah. So here's the thing about 1728. Delilah just got tired of killing all of these duplicates of her brother and just decided to let the last one live. On the condition that he doesn't talk, he doesn't use his name, and he doesn't show himself as much as possible, which he took to just covering himself up with the clothes that she did provide. And it's because she gave them to him that even though he isn't a bedman, he still wants to hold on to the things she gave her, or she gave him. And it's just why they're all patched up rather than him just getting something else. Like even when the shoes is blown off, he had to get a new one.
I like that.
Anyway,
Oh.
and also this is the weapon. I didn't have as much time to draw this.
What is that?
Is
Ooh.
it like
Imagine one of those fancy. It is a sword with instead of a regular guard, the front guard is also a blade. So it's just
Oh.
a handle on a big blade.
This is
Very
just Vexen's
keen,
shield.
Yeah, it looks like Vexen's meets Sciences.
Yeah, definitely.
There's very simple, forward wave that you stands for enemy that you can do normally, and then there's a if you do, I guess this would be the heavy EX input. When he shoots, it immediately teleports and homes in from behind the enemy.
Nothing personnel, kid.
Because despite being a copy, he still has some of Batman's abilities, including his whack-ass teleport.
That's cool. I like it.
This is raw.
Thank you.
I like it.
Yeah, this is cool.
All right.
You put a lot of thought into this.
Yeah, great work, dude.
Yes, a lot of thought. I respect that. I respect that a lot.
Thanks.
Lordy,
Oh boy.
you're
All
gonna
right.
have to give me your art, and I'm very
Okay.
scared.
Now, the first thing I should clarify is that this was not supposed to be my final piece. This was supposed to be just a concept piece, so I knew what I was working with. But my final piece was so horrid, I just made this one look nicer. So, some eagle-eyed viewers may note that this looks a little bit familiar, at least the pose and what. But this is my antagonist, Celeste Valentine. She's a bit of a racer.
Ooh.
Oh,
This artwork is just ripped right from a Jolene Cujo pose. I thought it looked
No.
cool.
I never would have guessed.
Side note, Araki, please learn how to draw hands. I'm begging you. So she has this sort of a racing jacket and whatnot, and two-toned hair that's in a braid. It's supposed to look like a checkered flag.
Oh.
And for my specials, since this is a racing game, there really aren't too many like specials, so to speak. What we do have, however, is now listen. There will be fans that tell you that these were things that weren't implemented, and we only talked about it after after a couple of months just to cover our ass. But trust me when I say all of this is intentional. These are not speedrun strats, okay? It's not. No matter what you say, just this left right like wiggle you do, and then you hit drift 3 times. It's fine. You do not go through the stage. Not at
Oh.
all.
Okay.
And just this a back attack special Roman cancel. Roman cancel is also in. I didn't get to talk about it, but you can cancel your attack and drift. That will definitely not make you attack better and instantly kill most enemies. Definitely not. Okay.
Holy shit.
And even if it did, it was all intentional.
That all just sounded like how you're supposed to unlock Sonic in Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Exactly. I mean, I did it.
We all did.
That was a great, I guess I kind of have one follow-up question. Are all characters gonna dress like that?
No. All other characters will have their usual designs. I mean, we're contemplating a sort of dress feature where you can, give them a little like helmet or something like that to look more racy. No, not that word. Like
Oh, no.
they're going to be in a race. But we'll have to talk with some of the higher ups about that.
Yeah, definitely don't want to do too racy. Garnet, I'm gonna need you to give me your great art prop.
All right. One moment.
While we're waiting, I just want to say, in order to keep this community themed, Each stream will have a straw poll where chat can vote on their favorite pitch to decide the people's champ. And I'll still pick a winner, normally.
All right, I found him. Here he's coming. He's a coming. Oh lordy, he coming. This is BB.
Ooh.
Huh.
I'm sure we all have a lot of questions.
Yeah,
But,
tell me
Yeah.
about BB.
So BB is the new character of my game.
Wait. Oh, fuck you.
No. Let me have it. I'm having this.
Go. Do it.
So he's the new character in that game. He's introduced relatively recently, very, very early on in the game. And I'm sure a lot of us can notice he has a striking few similarities to a particular other character known from an Arc System Works game.
Yeah, my first main.
So,
Oh, is this a BlazBlue thing?
yeah, this is a bit of a Blaze Blue thing. Spoiler.
There it
Oh
is.
no.
This character
Oh
will
my god, I just got it.
This
There
character
it
will
is!
actually confirm that Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear take place in the same universe.
god.
Oh,
I
that's
don't
gotta
like
get
this.
messy.
Is his name
that's-
BB literally supposed to be Blaze Blue?
Yes, it is.
God.
Fuck you.
Thank you for catching up with the rest of the class.
I adore this wholeheartedly.
Um,
This is peak Kino.
I know there's fucking spin anywhere.
so, with it being a mobile tactical action RPG,
Oh, wait, that's a
so
beam,
handled
not a
a little
smile.
differently. And this actually allows me to go into another special aspect of my game. We're introducing something called the Interchange Special System that allows you to interchange characters' special moves throughout the entire series into a sort of a rudimentary style that you can pick and choose your own specials for your characters. And of course, like some of the weaker ones will require less, like his poison flyers, where he just snaps and a fuckload of wasps are thrown at an enemy. Or they're a lot more powerful, like his max special, Void Spiral, where he literally just becomes a giant hitbox.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a microtransaction involving like the special moves?
No, they come with you unlock all their special moves in game. The only real purchases that come with the characters are just the characters themselves and whatever special variants that we come out with.
Okay. So not too evil.
Not entirely evil, but I actually, it's funny you should mention that. I
I
actually
was waiting to be
have
evil.
an extra credit
Mhm.
art prompt because I'm insane.
Yes.
Right, I
Right.
remember you talking about this thing.
I wasn't sure if
Yeah.
anyone was going to ask me this, so I figure now would probably be the best time about
Oh
it.
no.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
So,
Let's go.
of course,
Let's go.
with it being a gacha game, anime related, everyone generally expects there to be seasonal, holiday, special variants of each character to go along with the theme of a holiday and an event and whatnot. So, for the first month of our game's release, we'll actually have a summertime themed variant for all the base roster. And I went ahead and made a concept piece for the first character, and none of you are ready for him.
You're not.
Oh my god.
I remember you talking about this the other day.
Oh,
Worse, knowing all kind of
Gatlin!
knowing this what
Gatlin, when
Yes.
this show is over, we're going to have words in a private room.
There are no words for what I would
I
do.
did
Oh
that.
my god.
So
Oh,
this
Gatlin, what have you
summer-
done?
Faust,
No,
he's
no, no.
ripped and ready, and yes, this is cryptid Faust from
Rip.
New Guilty Gear Strive because he's a cryptid. Because who else needed this motherfucker?
I like
We all did.
I just want to point out probably my favorite part that has become an in joke between me and my wife. Pocket sand.
Pocket sand.
He throw sand at you, but you're gonna be left questioning where he gets the sand.
I'm guessing probably a Speedo.
Where does he
Maybe.
get half the things he throws?
Perhaps we shouldn't find out.
Will there be an attack artwork of him where his outfit is ripped up?
Yes,
Don't.
but of course we have to work with international censor law, so there will be a convenient sunbeam.
I'm gonna put down coward.
I am not a coward.
You say otherwise. All right. Last for the art prompt. Caliban.
Guilty Gear Crescendo primarily takes place in the backyard. It makes sense for the new character to also be a yokai, and thus we have, currently loading, a werewolf yokai by the name of Raleigh Denver.
Oh,
What?
Who his special move can transform into a West Scottish Terrier who you can use to find hidden items around the sprawling Metroidvania map of the backyard.
That's awesome.
Oh.
What's the dog's name?
He is the dog. He's a werewolf.
Oh.
Is he?
I have a
I'm
really
so much more interested now.
I
His
have a
two
very-
moves are down and B, and he turns into dog. And then whilst in dog, you can press Y to find hidden items.
I
Awesome.
have a very quick question. Is werewolf cool? And why is it yes?
I don't know about werewolf cool, but there will almost certainly be doors specifically designed to be opened whilst in werewolf form.
Oh, wolf doors?
Oh. Very werewolf cool.
Werewolf cool.
Werewolf cool.
Werewolf cool.
And the hat is there because I can't draw hair.
So
That's
he's
fair.
not going to be
It's a
wearing
cool
a
hat.
captain's hat.
No, he can wear the hat. It
Good.
can be. You can buy DLC packs. I think.
How much
I'm
will it
just
cost?
opening up my wallet right now.
69 cents.
Well, all right. We just got all the art prompts from all of our contestants. Now is the time to have chat ask their questions for each contestant. So type in the chat right now and give us some questions.
I haven't been thinking of questions. I'm oh goodness.
I know. How do you think I feel?
So
We have a question for Lordy.
Oh boy. Can you Roman cancel with a cart? Yes. The way Roman canceling works is you just press the button if you're in the middle of an attack or if you're in the middle of a drift. You can do a Roman cancel and it just completely stops. So if you're about to do some big special, but you're also about to like cross a bridge or something like that, then you can stop. Or if you're trying to drift and you're done with it and you're gonna hit something, if you keep going, you can Roman canceling and save yourself there.
There are two other ones for you.
All right. Well, I'm on a roll here. Does the racing game have microtransactions? It does. We're not completely done with our DLC plan so far, but our the first thing we'd like to do is the crossover pack. This will be just like like normal fighting game DLC packs with new characters, and they each include their own unique track. I already spoke about Captain Falcon from the Smash series. He will be bringing in a Mute City. He's free with a pre-order, but you can also purchase him separately. You can get just the pack or each one separately. Just how these things are. Now, our plan for this DLC pack was to have characters that aren't from Guilty Gear, but have a big Guilty Gear energy. And I've never played Guilty Gear.
Oh no.
So you're gonna need to give me a little bit of a leeway here. So, other than Captain Falcon, we have Leo Focia from Promare. He's bringing in the the Promeopolis stage.
Is he the
I hate you.
Twink?
I'm sorry if you can hear my clock. We have Iron Man from the MCU bringing in 2023 New York, which definitely won't be confusing as Neo New York is one of our stages. You can tell them apart very easily. I guarantee it. And the last one that we have written down so far for this pack is Jotaro Joestar. I had to speak with a friend of mine, a resident JoJo expert, and he told me that Jotaro will be driving Wheel of Fortune, and his special attack, if you get your tension gauge all the way up, is called Nobody Can Deflect the Emerald Starfinger. I don't know what that is. I haven't seen JoJo either, but I hope this is funny.
It
And
is.
his stage is Egypt.
Oh,
I hope someone else has questions for someone else.
Oh yeah, we got plenty.
Gatlin.
Gatlin.
Yeah.
Will there be any more seasonal content for your game? If so, you are a sick fuck.
I guess I'm a very sick fuck because we have a planned map for multiple seasonal and special events throughout the game's lifetime. Containing, but not limited to, summer, fall, winter, spring, in the general holidays, Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, those kind of things. And of course, taking some inspiration from other holidays of other regions, like Golden Week from Japan, where of course they'll all just be wearing their standard kimonos and yukatas and whatnot.
Oh, Caliban, what kind of areas are there in Crescendo?
The backyard isn't well documented or much known about it due to the danger of non-yokai and backyard denizens entering it. So there's going to be varied and quirky / mysterious zones in Crescendo that may just turn into or happen to be a fire zone, an ice zone, a castle zone, a jungle zone. But there's going to be big kind of upside downy castles or caverns. It's
Okay.
very spooky and not planned.
Just run down my notes.
I was going to say
Shouldn't have
there's
said
also a follow-up to that question if there are other obstacles that require certain characters.
Yes, there are. There are brick walls that you can smash past once you have unlocked Potemkin as a playable character. There are hoops that you can swing across with Milia Rage's hair to allow you to traverse large gaps and other such things that we have planned and ready to really surprise players.
Will Chip be in there?
Possibly. Probably. He's cool.
Yes.
Got a question for
Yes.
Blue. Will there be post-launch content for your game, Blue?
Oh, there will be a DLC boss against that man,
Okay.
Ooh.
which has two endings, one where you lose and one where you win.
You son of a bitch.
Oh boy.
And if you lose, you will get a joke ending where that man becomes the new protagonist of the series. And if you win, you get an actual ending where that man reveals that Sin will one day in the future destroy the planet.
This really is Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, I do love me some Kingdom Hearts.
May I ask Bob a question, seeing as the chat have not supplied one for him?
Yeah,
Seeing
go
as Vanillaware is developing your game either alongside Arc System Works or on their own, how big are they going to make Baiken or any other female characters' arsehole tits?
Well, here's the thing. Yes, George Kamitami is going to character designs, but there's only so much they can do to keep the animation quality up. I know it's a little hard to fully read the motion of Baiken if 60% of her body mass is made up of pity. So, you'll look and be like, I see you, George. I fucking see you. When you look at most of the female cast, especially in this May, Jesus. But yeah, that.
I do have one other question, if I may ask it. Lordy,
Yes.
how vicious is the rubber banding going to be in Guilty Gear Shift?
Oh boy. I don't think it'll be bad. You see, we are using rollback netcode.
Ah, very good.
This is the first racing game to do so. After the success that we've seen so far of Strive's betas and whatnot, we decided if we didn't use rollback netcode, we would be cowards.
You would be.
Oh, wait.
I'm glad you agree.
There's a
I
question
can
for
bet
everybody.
Rollback code. There's one more question that's directed for everybody that I think we can all answer real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Will Order Soul be added to any of these? I don't know
No.
who that is because
Yes.
I don't Guilty Gear.
Yes, because
I think we should go one at a time.
All right.
Yeah.
The Soul is
Blue
not.
Knight.
yes, it is a costume for Soul, who is a secret character that can only be unlocked if you do a series of mini games where you have to solve math problems.
Blue, are you telling me the main character of Guilty Gear is unlockable?
Yes, because Sin is the protagonist of this game because Soul is retired.
Brave.
But you have to get you do have to get Sin to unlock the final boss because you need all the party members, including the secret ones, to get the final boss.
Oh my.
Very brave of you.
I regret
Uh,
asking.
Bob.
Math is because
Yeah, I said yes because, well, you know, just for the sake of the fighting game, I decided I'd bring up back characters that are dead, with the justification being their default color is a ghost color that, you know, all blue and dead looking, and then with their regular palette, like just the next color over. So yeah, there will be Order Soul, Cliff. Let me double check the roster up down. Don't worry, this won't take as long as the other thing.
Please don't.
The ones coming back that are like, oh, why are they coming back? Is Cliff, Orders, and Zappa as he used to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Lordy.
Yes. So Order Soul is actually, see, a little bit of insight beforehand. Now, for the time trials, when you do a time trial, you're usually followed by a ghost of the best time. So for this case, your time trial ghost will always be Cliff Underson. Uh,
Oh, wow, this is awkward.
It is a little bit. No matter what character you're using or was used, it will be him. However, if you do use Soul, that changes to Order Soul because it's who he used to be and not who he is anymore. So it's a ghost.
All right. Garnet.
It's become very clear who's taken notes and research and who hasn't.
Does that
The
mean
closest
you
Order
will
Soul
not
will
have
appear.
Order Soul?
Oh, absolutely, I will. I have a gacha game. Everything is included.
Fair enough. Caliban.
The closest Order Soul will be in Guilty Gear Crescendo is as a non-canon item for Soul to wear in the same way that you can purchase different hats for Raleigh Denver.
But yeah, we can roll into contestants grilling each other.
About rubber banding, so I just have questions for Gatlin and Blue.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Gatlin Garnet,
Oh no.
as you've just said, you are developing a gacha game. In the pre-release publicity and advertisements for this game, will you be collaborating with any HoloLive VTubers, and if so, which ones?
Oh, I didn't think I was getting stabbed like that.
Tell
Um,
us.
As
Tell
of
us.
as of now, we don't have initial plans to collaborate with HoloVive YouTubers, but it's not off the table. We can do some talking.
I'm disappointed by your lack of forethought. No further questions. Blue Knight, how would you address Sin's rampant consumeristic meat eating in a world that is slowly becoming more plant dependent to save the environment?
Okay.
That's
I
a
did-
loaded question.
He will hypnotize himself into thinking that the plants are meat.
Oh, okay, I see.
I wasn't expecting that question.
Thank you for the answer. That was very informative.
Oh, you
Alright.
really are Dr. Aggro here. Jesus.
You do
Yeah.
have energy.
Gatlin,
Yeah.
you may ask your contestants some questions.
I forgot I have to
Oh
answer
god, the
questions.
thing
Shit.
that I'm prepared for.
Oh, you sound so scared.
Alright, I think I'm just gonna make this a bit easier on myself and just go down the list in order. So, Caliban.
Ahoy.
So, yours is a Metroidvania style game. I'll admit, I like Metroidvanias. So, but I'm curious, how is, let me think about how I'm gonna word this. You say that you have
Be kind.
that act as effectively different stages of power-ups and growth. I'm curious as to how many characters you plan on having to accommodate for everything you need to traverse the levels.
There will be. Hang on. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, da. There will be 8 characters to be playable in Guilty Gear Crescendo.
Okay. I'm
Do
not
you want me to name them?
who all is there. I'll just leave that to everyone else's imagination.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Lordy, you have a racing game.
Yes,
That scares me.
of course.
So you mentioned the power-ups are handled a little bit differently. But this is something that actually wiggled in the back of my head, and I just feel like I need to ask. Is your power-up system or item system done in a similar vein to Mario Kart Double Dash, where depending on which characters you're playing as, they get their special moves exclusively to them?
No, this is not. Now, our power-ups are very, very normal sorts of things, like the dash and like you can throw like a gear weapon forward. Just as something normal and not something super special. I didn't do all the research. Just stuff to slow people and get yourself forward. The power-ups are not a major part of the game. It's mostly supposed to be how you how you attack using your own abilities. I feel like no, I don't want to reveal that yet. But there's
Oh no.
the items are there's something that can make or break the game, but similar to something like Smash Bros, there is an option to turn power-ups off. I mean, items off if you would prefer.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. I think it's personally a bit of a shame because Mario Kart Double Dash is, of course, the rawest Mario Kart template. So, but I
Wow.
understand. All right, Bob.
Yeah.
If I understood everything right, because I'm not taking notes for anybody, yours is the most normal of the pitches.
Pretty much. Is that the question?
Not entirely. I'm actually gonna be honest. Do you have more story to tell us?
Like
Please don't.
it's not as extensive as everything else. Just arcade mode is gonna work. Or like the arcade stories are just what are these folks doing while this plot is happening? It'll have a little stage.
Throwaway question, because I'm sure everyone should ask this question somewhere, or at least once. Since I don't know shit about Guilty Gear, I've been told about it,
Oh.
and I'm gonna ask: does yours have the comically bad lobby system?
Well, now this is something I was hoping someone would ask.
Oh,
Okay. There's the regular fighting games stuff that has a queuing system humans would use, but upon completing through story completion or through arcade completion, you can unlock those horseshit broken single player type characters, and the lobby system for that is just aesthetically, it's like, what if Vanillaware just made this game wholesale with a cute 2D avatar, and you have to walk over to someone to try and get a match going. You know, it's kind of like the Strive lobbies, but less nightmare.
Cool.
Okay, a lobby system that is mildly functional.
Yeah, there's more to that, but I don't want to do that thing again that I did until someone asks.
You know, fair. I don't think any of us can handle too many knives at this point. Blue, I'm a bit curious on yours, since yours seems to be aiming towards a Kingdom Hearts kind of style of gameplay loop. But I'm kind of curious, considering that this is a Guilty Gear title.
Yes.
Is it really closer to Kingdom Hearts, or is it going to be more closer to the vein of Devil May Cry?
It'll be more like, I guess I'd say, Kingdom Hearts, because you
So
won't be
floaty
able to
combat,
like
got
switch. Would you?
He asked the hard question.
But
I had
now
to
that
put
you
in
mention it, there will be a style meter in the game now.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. A style system in a Kingdom Hearts-esque combat system. Oh god, that actually sounds good. I
Yes.
hate this idea.
I'm invested.
Stop making me ask questions now.
God damn it, that's so cool. Lordy.
Yes. Am I asking questions or
Yes.
answering questions? Okay. Good thing I had that written down. What questions I wanted to ask. All right.
Oh god.
So Gatlin, you're making a gotcha game on iOS, with the horrible nature of these sort of free-to-play gotcha games, and how they can monetize to YouTubers everywhere, such as Raid Shadow Legends. Can you describe an advertisement for your game?
Oh.
Ooh, that's actually fairly interesting.
Oh boy.
So, well, I would say a general advertisement for the game, because I'm sure as shit not going to give out a B-roll thing that YouTubers do, because let's be honest, we all hate hearing those.
Of course.
And I'm not going to curse all of us here with that. I just can't. I'm not that cruel and evil.
Coward.
Yeah, coward.
But I'm going to at least roll just a few things that are about the game in general to just kind of help pique interest for everybody. Of course, we've got different gameplay modes. The bread and butter of it starting out being the AFK style. Since the game is actually being developed by Lilith Games, the dev team behind the hit critical tactical RPG Arena. So you'll be able to set up a character to be able to grind out their own stats and abilities and whatnot, while you're just doing absolutely fucking nothing. Then, of course, we've got, and Lordy, you know this, not one, but two story modes.
Oh.
Two.
Yes,
Two.
two.
Thank you.
We have two story modes. The first one being Recounting the Guilty Gears, which is an entire collaboration of the entirety of the Guilty Gear storyline up until this game. So you will be able to have the entirety of the narrative in your hands. And
Is
of
this
course,
just
there will be-
the Final Fantasy VII mobile game?
Yes, this is the Final Fantasy VII mobile game, but for Guilty Gear. But of course, with the actual main storyline, the cross-drive story arc that lets you help go through the main story of figuring out who's Frey's soul for effectively destroying all space and time. But with a similar twist to it, it's formatted similarly to Soul Calibur 6's story progression, where you get to play through it in different characters' perspectives. But to add a further twist of the knife, you have to unlock certain places in the story with story keys. Yes, I am bringing back that mechanic from Dissidia NT because people are.
Why?
He needed a knife. What was he gonna do? Not stab us? Come on.
And I guess I'll
Fuck.
I will go ahead and throw in, yes, there is multiplayer PvP where you can set up either a single fighter or a group of your own fighters to go against either AI controlled or other players' setups with their own interchange special system. So not every character plays exactly the same. Just to keep everybody a little bit on their toes. And I'll go ahead and throw one more special mode in here. I call it the Cube.
Oh, wait, there's more. Wait. Oh.
It is a randomly generated 64 by 64 grid maze-like dungeon crawler mode where you fight random enemies and characters to try and find the singular exit. And all the rooms rotate in sequences every hour.
Oh,
I'm
Jesus.
gonna throw up. Thank you. Okay. Next question I have for Blue Knight. Will the secret boss be that man's only appearance in your game, or will he appear throughout?
He won't appear throughout. This will take place after Soul has finished his fight with him. But one of the secret characters is Raven, who will mention that man multiple times.
I see.
Also, just a reminder, that man is the DLC secret boss. There's a
Yes.
regular secret boss in the game already.
Huh. Okay. I'd hate to ask two questions, so I'll let someone else tackle that. Now, Caliban. I haven't actually written that much notes for anyone, so I'm kind of going crazy here. So I know you're making a Metroidvania, so what Metroidvanias are you getting inspiration from? Is this more of a Metroid game? Are you leaning into Castlevania stuff?
As the game is being developed by Ladybug, we are going to be focusing and getting our inspiration mostly from Toho Lunar Nights and the Record of Lodoss War Metroidvania that they recently released, as well as a smattering of appreciation for Momodora Reverie Under the Moonlight.
I like that. I haven't played a single one of those.
Neither have I.
Final question. That Bob?
Yeah.
Do you got any DLC plans?
Well, that'll come a little bit later, but there are DLC characters that will come down the line. Such as, let's see, what was her name again? Abba, Jacko. Eventually we'll do crossover stuff as well, including characters from eventually we will have that Blaze Blue collab people want with Ragnat and well, that's really far in advance. At the moment, we're just gonna release a game without announcing that there's gonna be DLC for it first. That way no one gets angry about that.
That's understandable.
Very smart move. Well, all right. Bob.
Yeah.
You may now ask your contestants some questions.
Okay, Lordy. So, with Guilty Gear Race Wars, what was that knife you wanted to mention earlier?
Oh, my game is Guilty Gear Shift. I don't know if you're saying that incorrectly as a bit. If it is, I appreciate it. Now, I was going to speak briefly on my developer. So I discussed how you fight people and whatnot, and how that would work. You see, this is being developed by partly Arc System Works. Daisuke Ishiwatari is still directing this. However, for a lot of our racing things, we did get Lucid Games in. I don't know if all of you are familiar, but they were the developers behind Destruction All-Stars.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Are one of the characters going to be inexplicably racist?
You all will be very excited to see what Axel Lowe has to say.
Oh no!
No!
I don't think I know what Destruction's All-Stars is.
I think I should end it there before something bad happens. Gatlin.
Yeah.
You said you'd be bringing in just anyone and everyone for this, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So at this point, I'm curious. What will the summer variant be for Leopoldon from Guilty Gear Iska? That, of course, you're going to bring him in too. It is everyone, right?
Absolutely everybody.
So, come on.
I fucking hate you so goddamn much.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, that's the funny part. Asking someone who doesn't know Guilty Gear about the question. That's hilarious.
It's even more hilarious that barely anyone who does know Guilty Gear knows who this fucker is because he's from Isuka.
I know.
That's how you weed the men from the toddlers.
So, Garnet, are you a man or are you a toddler?
I can't breathe. Can I say that it's just him with a snorkel and go home?
Okay, but which mouth has the snorkel?
Double snorkel.
Really? Only two?
Bob, you hurt me so much.
Okay, you're free to go. You know what? Caliban.
Yes, sir.
At this point, I am curious. What is the full roster?
The full roster of 8 characters in Guilty Gear Crescendo? Is that what you were asking? It is Soul Bad Guy, Kai Kisuke, Raleigh Denver, Potemkin, Milia Rage, Jam, Slayer, and Anji Mito.
Huh, that was less awful than I was expecting. Okay. That leaves Blue. Let me go over my notes, because I've been keeping those.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have. I can show them to you, asshole. Well, because I already used up my best knives, I may as well ask. So, with your game, you said there are multiple characters, including... Is there only one? This is just a lead-up. There's only one secret character, right?
One what?
Secret character.
No, there's 3.
Okay, how about you tell us about your 3 secret characters, and then just a handful of any other ones you feel like mentioning.
Okay, so there is Soul, of course, who
Mm-hmm.
can only be unlocked if you do a series of mini games where you solve math problems, because Soul won't help Sin unless Sin can prove that he's gotten better at math. There's also Delilah, Bedman's little sister.
Well, how about that?
Yeah, who can be unlocked. And then there is Raven, who joins the party to keep an eye on Sin for that man, which will get explained in the DLC during the secret boss against that man.
I must press at this point. What exactly does Delilah do in this? You know, like her moveset and story stuff, you know? Just anything you have.
Okay, so basically, she will fight in a similar manner to Bedman, where she, uses the whole bed suit thing and has the similar attacks for where they're like warping reality and being able to repeat attacks. In fact, she will have a special ability which you can use, in which she will allow the other party members to able to use their special abilities or cast magic twice. And Delilah will be unlocked when you collect Yaoi. You have to collect secret Yaoi in her, because it's revealed that Delilah is apparently a huge Fujo.
Okay, at this point,
Oh no.
the last thing I need to ask. So, like, can you watch these in a gallery or something?
Yeah, yes, you can see the Yaoi. You can see, but it's just the covers. And
Okay, also,
there is one of Soul and Kai.
Of course there is.
Yes.
Also, I must announce this because Gatlin will probably make a noise for it. I'm gonna post that fucker I asked you about in the break room.
Oh my.
Oh.
Oh my.
Anyway, I'm done being evil. For now, at least.
Okay. Blue, you're the last one to start asking questions.
Okay, Gatlin. So, since this is a gacha game, will there be a Bara version of Bridget?
Sorry, I'm mentally recovering. Yes, there will be Bara Bridget.
Yes.
Yo!
So brave.
Lordy, will Venom's cart just be a giant cue ball?
No, but all of the wheels will be cue balls. A
That's
lot of
great.
our carts are very unique to each character. You can't. It's not like Mario Kart or like a Mod Nation Racers where you can customize the cart. They all just have their own. But there will be a whole lot of different, different things that make them all very unique. Like you can play as Giovanna, and she has a "I love my dog" bumper sticker.
Good.
And if you play as Sin, his car has a student driver bumper sticker, and depending on who's in the match, Soul or Kai will be in the passenger seat teaching him.
That's
And when both are busy, Alfonso will jump in.
Yes.
Will Soul actually be good at teaching Sin or no?
They have some animations and a little bit of quip dialogue, but Soul and Kai are both equally bad at teaching him for different reasons.
So for Bob,
Yeah.
about Delilah,
Yeah.
will she be a lolly?
No. Not fucking gross.
I just wanted to ask something evil.
Besides, you saw like that, at the end of Rev 2 when you kind of see her. That doesn't look like a lolly.
I mean, Bedman looks kind of young, so, and I'm guessing she's younger than Bedman, so I assume she would look pretty young. Caliban. Okay, important question. Will there be any unlockable furry art in your game?
No, but the official Guilty Gear Crescendo Twitter account will happily retweet fan art of furries.
Good.
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 Not good.
Well, all right.
Coward.
We shouldn't encourage them.
One of the last segments is the contestants will just say something that no one has asked yet. Caliban, I want you to tell me one thing that nobody has asked yet.
Surprisingly, for a Guilty Gear episode, no one has brought up their soundtracks and who is composing them. And so in Guilty Gear Crescendo, we will see a collaboration between Daisuke Ishiwatari alongside Jamie Christopherson, the composer from Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Oh,
Yes.
Raw, very raw. I applaud you, good man.
all right. Gatlin, tell me something that nobody's asked yet.
To be perfectly honest, this may just turn into the soundtrack side of things, because I also have something to add about that for mine that leads into one other thing. Of course, Daisuke Ishiwatari and Aoki Osuma will be handling the game's music, of course, but we'll also be having top indie developer Toby Fox help make the music for the game.
Ooh.
Nice.
And that actually helps lead into one. I was about to say quick. This is not going to be quick, since no one's asked me about it. My crossover events with other franchises, because no one fucking asked me that, because this is a gacha game. Why didn't anyone ask me this?
I should have asked you what that fucker's Blaze Blue outfit would be.
So, to try and briefly go over the crossover events for different characters, of course, AFK Arena will be getting, every event will get 2 new characters to be added to the game. AFK Arena, of course, will have 2 representations because they're developing the game. They're allowed to. Deltarune will have Chris and Susie because Toby Fox is helping compose the game. And this will also act as promotion for Deltarune Chapter 2.
Ah.
Grand Blue Fantasy is going to have Belial and Narumaya for the fan service. And then a subtle, very needed confirmation of Persona 5 Royal Rumble in Shibuya will get Joker and Black Mask Akechi.
Oh, big brain.
And then to go into the more evil side of things, we'll also be including Miraculous Ladybug and Cat Noir, because this is a Kingdom Hearts kind of situation where a Disney rep happened to show up at the development office completely by random chance.
Okay.
Oh.
And
Oh.
to help cater to the anime fans, we've got Bleach's Ichigo Kurosaki and Grimjaw Jaggerjack.
Ah, the good ones.
The only
Ooh,
reason we're
Tsukino.
doing this is because Tyke Kubo has an official Spotify for every character's theme song, which, of course, everyone will be getting music attached to this. So, News from the Front by Bad Religion and Step Inside from Bomb LA is going to be included as unlockable battle tracks.
I don't
What?
know those
Yeah.
songs, but they sound raw.
How much money will it take to get the license for that?
Don't want to know.
You're right.
We'll be including 2 different waves for Devil May Cry 5. The first wave will have Dante and Virgil. This is mostly due to confirm that Dante will never be in Smash Brothers.
You
Oh.
fuck.
And the second wave for Devil May Cry 5 will be Nero and V. This is because we'll get more money by having Devil Trigger and Bury the Light in 2 separate packs.
Shit. That's smart.
You're right.
Blood Blue, of course, will get representation with Ragna and Jin, because, of course. And the last anime representation will be from Guilty Crown, Shu Uma and Guy Tsukami. I can't pronounce Japanese names correctly, don't ask. And this is just because Guilty is in the name. Why wouldn't we? And that's my
Okay.
general cross roadmap for the first year of release.
Lordy, tell me something that you've been meaning to tell people.
Okay. So nobody's really brought up my game story. It does have one. I kind of added it late but there is one. We start off with our character, our bad guy Celeste, very similar to I think it's Exerd Signs, or you think I know these names, of Ramlethal, kind of taking the world by storm and announcing herself. It's very similar to that. She has with her 2 cohorts, which are just other people that really just are a big fan of races and just kind of tearing stuff up. I was told to make some musical references, so we have Led Zeppeliano and Ariana Smith as the cohorts, and those 2 are actually they're actually married, and your first boss race is against their 4 snot-nosed kids in one cart, and their names are John, Paul, George, and Ringo.
Oh,
Of
Alright.
course.
All right, then. Bob, even though you
Yeah.
told us a mountain of information, is there still one tiny thing that we haven't asked about?
Well, I'm a little surprised no one asked more about the single player thing. And also, I might as well get the music out front, because that's going to be quick. This will also, since it is Vanillaware, there will be a collab with one of their composers, specifically Hitoshi Sakimoto, who's the main composer on Ages from 13 Sentinels and Sphere, along with a bunch of other stuff. I don't know how many of that anyone's ever actually seen. Anyway, so how the actual mechanics of this RPG stuff works in the single player is so you gain EXP through a system basically through a combo system. When you start hitting someone, the combo will start, and you'll get, and the amount of EXP you get is multiplied by the amount of enemies killed in the single combo. With specific, and once you level up, you get a skill point to put into other moves that you have that will not be part of the fighting game variant, or stat bonuses. You do have, your stats will go up as you level up, but the stat bonus skills give really big stat ups. Now, here's the other thing about that. these stats, as you have built them for each individual character, are what you take with you when you do the online fun with these single player fuckers. With
Ooh.
matchmaking centered around relatively similar stats and levels. How this actually works is that there are two forms, one with walls and one without walls. Without walls, both of you can run in the same direction and never hit the end. But if one of you stops, the other person will run until they go off the screen and then pop around back the other side. This also affects attacks as well. Let's see. You know what? Okay, last thing. With Cliff coming back, I decided to make his arcade mode his fight with the Hydra. And anyone who knows Guilty Gear lore know that's really cool.
That is very cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna stop while it's, not dark. I hope.
All right.
All right. Last but not least, Blue Knight.
Okay, so I didn't get to mention most of my knives, so I'm just gonna name my 3 biggest knives.
Oh.
Okay, first off, in order to unlock Sin's ultimate weapon, you have to do a series of side quests in which you have to make essay videos on the lore of Guilty Gear. Second knife, Zato 1 will have a one-off line that can only be heard once in the game, implying that Melia uses her hair to perform a certain sexual act on him while they're in bed together. And
I'm
my
sensing a
last
theme
knife
here.
is
Nope.
that
I like it.
there will be a secret ending in the game, but the only way to
Oh,
unlock
no.
the secret ending is to see the secret sex scene of Arya pegging Soul, which can only be found by hacking the game.
I should have stabbed you more. I really should have.
Oh my
I regret that.
God.
I regret that more than anything else I've done today. And I regret a lot, motherfucker.
We're gonna have to have a talk later.
You're gonna have to have the talk, knowing him.
I don't want to have any talk.
For the end.
It's almost time to close this out. But before we decide on a winner, first every contestant has to give their 30-second closing pitch. Galaban, you may start your closing argument.
Guilty Gear Crescendo is an evolution of the beloved series and beloved characters into a whole new genre that will be better than Guilty Gear 2, where you can explore the fabled backyard as some of your favorite characters listening to some incredible music. And special orders will feature an SNES cartridge version of the game that works on actual SNESs.
Oh. And time. All right, Gatlin.
Guilty Gear Cross Drive is honestly the future. We all know this is going to happen. We all know that this is where the market is going to go eventually. I'm just here to push and turn the gears, as they would say, to help it go in the right direction. And who else is not going to be buying DLC and actual packs for this? Who wants JPEGs?
Oh, I'd love a Leopold on JPEG.
And time. Lordy?
Okay. So, I really think that this is where Guilty Gear should go as something for everyone to get into. Guilty Gear Shift is exactly what you want, okay? The lobby's gonna be great. It's not gonna be evil. However, it is just the biggest race in the biggest map in the game. But we're not gonna talk about that. The only thing you need to know is that this is exactly what you need. We need a new big racing game, and this is it.
And time. Good. Bob?
Guilty Gear Revenant God takes the beloved combat from Rev 2, added with rollback netcode, as well as a sprawling amount of single-player content that will allow even casuals to come in and enjoy non-fun. It's basically the best you can get for something that doesn't just have fighting stuff in it, so it should, it should do well enough. I really did not think this last bit out. I got all the fucking notes I took.
And time. Blue.
Okay, so Guilty Gear 3 Blood Sky will be an important step for the series, as not only will it be a passing the torch story-wise, with Sin taking over the role as protagonist over Sin, but it'll also be a passing the torch of the gameplay, since we will be moving from fighting games to action RPGs. And the story will tackle wonderful themes of the future, growing up, maturity, love, and simply put, facing a world in uncertain future that you don't know how to handle. And we will also have Tetsuya Nomura be the co-director.
And time.
That's cheating.
All right. Those were some good closing statements. And now is the portion of the show where I have to figure out which game that I want to green light. I will see you guys in a bit. We're back. Now, I'm going to go to each contestant to give them my thoughts on each of their pitches, starting with Bob.
Yes.
Now, you started this pitch with your magnum opus of a story, which is something I'm excited to go through since it is in the style of Vanillaware. The only thing I'm concerned with is, since it is half fighting game and half single-player beat-em-up story, that the game doesn't get too muddled with its ambition.
It's basically split with both studios taking what they, are best at. The only things that might be a little complicated are getting character concepts and assets back and forth. Also, I should make very clear, Chip is in the game. In case you're worried about that.
Oh yes, I was. Now, Blue, I really like the gameplay setup you got going on here, with the Kingdom Hearts combat, switching characters, and the style meter a la Devil May Cry. You even got the yaoi in there to really get with that demographic. And, yeah, that's about all I have to say. Good stuff. Caliban.
Ahoy!
I really like this pitch. I'm very much into Japanese folklore, putting stuff. I love learning about stuff through video games. I hope there's still a good enough lore for Guilty Gear, implied to the game.
Yeah, there absolutely will be.
Yeah, and Lordy.
Yes.
I'll be honest. A racing game, continuing off from Guilty Gear Strive, is a very bold decision. But I think with the mechanics that you got going on, this thing could work out. It's just, with a new genre, older fans might not be into it.
That's why we wanted to do something a bit more broad and make it kind of Mario Kart-esque, because everyone's played that. So, when you get a lot of appeal, it's something everyone will know how to pick up and play with, so it won't be too angering, hopefully.
Yeah. And last but not least, Gatling. You have a very, very special game here. I mean, I don't even know how we're going to get the licenses to get all these copyrighted characters.
It may help to know that we might have some backdoor deals working out with Microsoft to help us out with a little extra spending money if we have to.
Ah, yes, I see. The coward's way out.
Look, they gave us a Discord Wumpus. What do you want me to do?
Well, I'm going to look over the straw poll and see who the honorary member, I guess the People's Champ Award. Ooh, lots of votes. And the People's Champ is Lordy Fars with Guilty Gear Shift.
And now it's time for me to pick the winner. Blue Knight.
Done.
Ooh, congrats.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, the style meter combined with switching characters, combining with cage gameplay, combined with multiple endings, and having a focus on Sin, I think we can really take this forward.
Yeah, it's really something.
Well, congratulations to Blue Knight and Lordy Fars.
Thank you. You all have been great. I loved every single one of your pitches. This has been a real treat.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, this was like tons of fun.
This sanity.
Glad you liked my pitch, Shodro, and you guys all had awesome ideas too.
I should definitely try and draw my art pitch before half an hour before we go online.
Yes, you should.
Sounds like a good idea.
Thank you for watching to the end. This show is based off of GigaBoots' Armchair Devs show. The playlist for Armchair Devs is linked in the description. Special thanks to Dan Videogames for letting us do this show. Give the video a like, subscribe to this channel, and follow the Twitch channel in the description to catch more community Armchair Devs. Have a good night and take care!